G'day, Stu here from UAVfutures, and today, well, look, a bit of a bonus video. I get questions all the time about batteries, and batteries are something that I'm always searching for. Batteries can be really expensive. It seems to be the thing I spend the most money on. I'm not sponsored in any way, and I'm definitely not sponsored by batteries, because if I had a battery sponsor, I would be super happy, because I seem to be going through so many. But what I want to show you guys today, I know a little while ago we checked out some Infinity batteries, that, like, not on my channel, but a lot of people are flying around with these, and I was pretty excited because I've flown these things for quite a long time. I mean, check these things out. I'm going to flash a picture on the screen. They're absolutely beat up, but they went pretty well. So when I got the opportunity to try some of these bad boys, these are the new Infinity sort of race spec and the Force editions. These things, what we're going to do, we're going to rip it around, do a few packs, and we're just going to sort of give you my impressions on what these little bad boys go like. Anyway, let's waste no time, jump out to the field, show you some flight footage, rip it around, and you know, see how these batteries go. Alright, let's do it.
Okie dokie, so on board we're with the Norris, and we've got the race spec ones, so these are the black ones, and the Infinity, they've been a pretty popular battery in the past. I've flown mine for quite a long time. They've taken a heap of abuse, so I thought, well, I might do a video on some of these new ones I've got to test out, and I've got to say, I was kind of surprised. It definitely had a lot more punch than I was expecting, but I would also want to, because look, it's also not the cheapest batteries, and batteries, they're a pretty hard thing to sort of get right, because you know, you can go too cheap and definitely won't have a high enough C rating and all that sort of jazz, so your things are going to really sag. And some of them can be ridiculously expensive, where they perform fantastic, but they cost a ton of money. So batteries are something that I'm very, very interested in. So hopefully we all get something out of this video. Now, as far as these batteries go, when I was ripping around this course, I really found like this specific one really delivered. So I was really happy with this. It had plenty of poke, and for this entire flight, you will see it just kept giving and giving, and I didn't really notice too much sag whatsoever. And I think in my terms of flying, batteries are one of the things that's holding me back. I'm always after more voltage, more juice, more push when I really want to push that throttle. Ooh, almost a little bit out of control there. But yeah, when I really want to push that throttle, and if you don't have a good battery, you're not going to get the response. Now, I don't think this battery is going to be for everybody. Like, not all pilots need this thing. You might be better off suited with the Force version, which will fly around in a little bit, and that was still a fantastic battery. This, I guess, the race version, it really lives up to that name. Like, this was the 1500. It had plenty of poke, and look, I'm a big fan, but I don't know if I'd be spending it when it was full price. I know at the moment it's on special, so it's a little bit more of a better buy, but at the full price, I don't think it's worth it. But if you can get some, you know, on special, definitely consider it, you know, especially with free shipping, if you can get free shipping as well, because I know these ones are shipping from China, which can be problematic for some people out there. Anyway, in a minute, what we should do, we're going to come in and give a bit of a land. This was one of the first flights on these, the race ones, and look, I'm a big fan overall. Had plenty of poke, much more than I was used to, so really allowed me to rip around the course quite here. I was quite pleasantly surprised with them, because look, I've tried a lot of batteries, and some of them are absolute rubbish, and look, these ones did perform pretty well.
I guess, look, I'm just going to tack this on to one of these videos. Look, that was just with the Infinity race spec, the 90C version, and as far as my batteries come down, Trevor's doing something behind me. What are you doing, Trevor? But this battery, usually they're sort of boiling hot. This one's not too bad. So, that was its first run, but it seemed to go pretty well in that pack anyway.
Alrighty, so this is straight on board with the Norris again, same quad, same track, and this is like literally the next pack, so it was a really good comparison on how they'd feel throughout the flight between that first one and this one, because look, there's a price difference, there's a C rating difference, all that sort of jazz. This is the 1500 as well, so both the same size milliamp hour batteries, and overall I found like this one still had plenty of poke, like you can see it ripping up the hill, but I did find the performance suffered just a little bit, especially towards the end of the pack. Well, that was a little bit sketchy there, so a little bit offline. And you can see the other pilots have overtaken me, so they're flying around. Just goes to show when you make a mistake how much time you lose. Anyway, back on course, talking about the battery, and look, this one, I'm still a fan, and I think most people missed another gate. Most people aren't going to notice the difference, but if you're doing some top tier racing, or you've got a really hungry, amp hungry quad, then you are going to notice it a little bit more. It wasn't completely unflyable or anything like that, and it still performed a lot better than some of my other older batteries that I've absolutely abused, and Lord knows I've put my batteries through a lot of punishment. They always come down squealing, but when I bring this one down, it was actually a little bit hotter. So I know the race spec version wasn't quite as hot, which is usually a good sign of less resistance, all that sort of stuff. But this one, it did come down fairly warm, especially when compared to the other one. So if I had to choose between the two, and they were both the same price, I would be saying get the race spec Infinity ones, the graphenes, because they did perform just that little bit better, and I think they're going to hold up a bit better in the long run as well, because they're definitely not getting as hot. Now I tend to stay away from battery videos. I just thought I'd do a little bit of a bonus one for you because these came across my bench and I thought, well, we'll put them through its paces, and you know, batteries are expensive, and hopefully give you guys some insight. And the reason I find it hard to is because everybody is really subjective about the batteries. There's a lot of hype. Doing the testing is really difficult, and I thought, well, the best I can do is can fly them around, push them as hard as I can through their paces, and see how they hold up with my type of flying anyway. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. And you know, and I think it was important to just do it around the track, pushing it the whole time, because this sort of racing is really taxing on the batteries. It's not like freestyle where it's a big punch, then a bit of a coast, or all those sort of things. You know, we're really high in the throttle range for the whole time. So yeah, I was impressed with both of them, but go check out the race spec. That's my recommendation. Anyway, happy flying.
So just flying that pack on the 4th edition one, the red ones, and if I had to pick between the two, I'd probably say I thought the race ones felt a little bit better. Still plenty of power, but this one's coming down a little bit hotter than the other one was.
Alrighty, so there it is. There was my quick squiz at the Infinity 4 spec and sort of race spec. I'll put the links down below to exactly what they are and the different sizes, all that sort of jazz. And if I had to choose, look, the race one, I felt like it went a little bit better. You know, these ones still went pretty well, but I think these ones are going to hold up if you're really smashing your batteries, you know, or really pushing hard in those races and you want to get the most out of it. But depending on price, find out the best value and sort of, you know, weigh that up. Is it worth paying that extra? All that sort of jazz. Anyway, drop some comments down below. What do you think about batteries? What one do you use? Because I really want to get a good value battery that sort of also performs well. I don't want the best of the best, but I also, you know, I do want really good batteries, but I don't want to be paying through the nose as well, because some of them are just ridiculously expensive, and especially like one prop strike and then it's gone. So, you know, that can be really infuriating. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed that. Subscribe for more FPV related content, and as always, happy flying.
Alrighty, so hopefully you guys enjoyed that video. Definitely subscribe if you're new to the channel and check out these videos. And I'm also going to leave a little link here to my Patreon page, because I've got some fantastic Patreon supporters and I like to give back to them as well. So if you want to join the UAVfutures family, there's things like bonus Velcro straps, little bundles of FPV goodies and things like that that also get sent out. Anyway, happy flying.